Welcome to this week's Joe Cooks. This week, I thought we'd get back to basics. We've had a couple of weeks fun with cakes and that. This week I thought we'll go back and we'll make a nice mince beef hot pot. Really simple. You can probably see everything that's laid out in front of us. That's what we're going to be using today. We'll have a quick run through the ingredients and we'll get cracking. I apologise if I sound a bit rough this week, but I've had a cold and it doesn't seem to be lifting. But anyway, we'll get the sleeves rolled up and we'll get stuck into this one. Right, for this one, what I'm going to be using is 250 grams of mince. This is 5% mince, frozen. I've got it from Iceland. You can still get the 3 bags for a tenner, which is a really good deal. So, but don't be tempted to buy like high-fat mince, because it's just a false economy. It'll just melt away in the pan, there'll be nothing left, apart from little snots and meat and that. Rubbish, rubbish. We need a couple of carrots. This is the bowl I'm going to be using today, just an oven-proof dish. So you're going to be needing one of them. A couple of medium onions. 100 grams of frozen garden peas. About 10 grams of garlic. About 20 grams of tomato puree. A stock cube, which I've melted in about 150 mils of water. A squirt of Liam Perrins. Some salt and pepper. Small handful of mixed herbs. And the topping is just potatoes. This is about 500 grams of potatoes. We're going to slice them and we're going to do them in the microwave. So what I'll do is I'll get set up properly and we'll get cracking. First of all, we're going to prep our veg. It'll only take a few minutes this. Really quick one this, you know, you can make this during the week. Take you about half an hour when you haven't got the cameras in front of you and that. First of all, the carrots, you can either cut them thin and cook them raw, or you can do what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do, I'll make them into little chunks, like battens. I'll probably cut these down the middle like that. I'm going to put them in a microwave container, and I'm going to blast them in the microwave for about 4 minutes, just to soften them up. I like nice chunky carrots in my hot pots, but I don't like them when they're raw. There's nothing worse having a nice hot pot and finding out your carrots haven't cooked properly. So we'll put these in the microwave 4 minutes and we'll move on and do the rest of the veg. While the carrots are cooking, we're going to move on and start with potatoes. It's going to be the same routine, but first what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a pan on the hob, you can see it in the distance there. And I'm going to give it a couple of squirts of fry light, just for it to warm up. And it'll be ready for when we're ready to cook. So the potatoes, about 500 grams, microwave container again. This one's an old one, I've had this one for years. We're going to cut them. You can peel them if you want. I don't like to peel them, I've washed them. That's good enough for me, I like the skins. And we're going to cut them a few mils thick. So you're looking at about that thick. About that thick. 5 mil maybe. We're just going to pile them into this microwave container. Right, what we're going to do is we're just going to put some more water in as normal, like we did with the carrots. These are going to go in the microwave 4 minutes. Then I'm going to drain the water. Then I'm going to put them in for another 3-4 minutes. Until it goes soft, but not until they're breaking up. We want them to catch them just before they start breaking up. Right, now for the onions, and this is really, we're going to start cracking on properly now. Pot's getting hot now. You can see a little bit of smoke coming off it. Basically, we're going to cook onions. I'm just going to slice mine. You can dice them, you can slice them, you can do what you want with them. It doesn't really matter. And we're just going to slice these. Put them straight in the pot. I've got my pan on about number 4, so it's quite hot. The trick with cooking mince is to keep the pan nice and hot, so it doesn't break down and doesn't turn into a watery mess. But we can go straight in with these onions. give them a stir. We'll give them a couple of minutes to start softening up, and we'll crack on properly. Really simple, this one, you know. Like I said, you could do this one on an evening and that. I was going to make a cottage pie, but there's a lot more involved in a cottage pie, and it's not really as straightforward as people make it out. But I will do one in the future, because I've got a cracking one with leftover meat and cheesy potato. It's lovely, it's lovely. Right, these onions have had a couple of minutes now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with the garlic. Just going to get it in there. Just going to give it a minute. Don't have to cook much for, fry much. There you go. That's me cold speaking that. You don't have to cook them for long, because they're going to go in the oven for half an hour, so we've got that cooking time as well. But what we're going to do, we're going to start going in with mince. Just going to put a couple of handfuls in, let it start off, let the heat build back up in the pan, then put the next lot in. If you've got a pan with the lid on, you know, it makes a hell of a difference. Makes a hell of a difference. Right, that's the last of the meat gone in. Just give it a nice stir. We'll whack the lid on. We'll give it a couple of minutes to brown off. And we'll get going. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I say I prefer sliced onions. People like diced onions. You can use frozen diced onions. They're great, but I prefer it like this, mate. I prefer it like this. Right, the majority of this mince now is nicely browned off. You can see it's all still in one piece and that. What we're going to do is start going in with the rest of our ingredients. So I'm going in with tomato puree. Get that stirred in. I said really easy this, really easy. We can go in with salt and pepper, because I always forget that anyway, so if we put it in early then it's in. Bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. My salt's all clumped up because I think it's damp. The weather hasn't stopped raining all week here, like it's been horrendous, especially with the cold. Right, I'm going with good splash of Lean Perrins, about a tablespoon. That'll do for me. I'll be serving mine with a bit of baguette. I think it'll have to be a sandwich baguette, because there's no big ones in littles today for some reason. And some broccoli. That's it. Perfect meal. Perfect meal. We're going to go in with stock. Just a little bit, like 150 ml. We don't want this like wet. Like soggy wet. A little bit damp's alright. I'm just talking nonsense now, so I'll shut up. I'm going with mixed herbs, just a small handful. And my carrots, which are steamed in the microwave, look, they're still nice and chunky. Nice, they've gone a little bit soft, but they've gone another half an hour in the oven, so that's fine. I'll chuck them in, give them a stir. We'll let this simmer now for about 15 minutes while the potatoes are cooking in that. So there's a little tip I want to show you with the potatoes, which will make your hot pot turn out a lot better. But yeah, we'll turn this down now to about number 2. We'll let it cook out for about 10 minutes, and we'll get it in the oven. Right, while our filling's doing its stuff, we'll get our potatoes ready. What I've got here is just an oven tray. This is a good little tip, this, you know. I don't know where I got it from, but it works. I've drained the potatoes. They're firm, but they're still cooked through, you can see. And I'm just going to put them on the tray, and I'm just going to let the steam evaporate. Simple little thing, but it makes a hell of a difference to your pie, you know. Just pull them apart a bit, let them steam off. It'll give you nice crispier potatoes when they come out the oven and that. Right, now the fun bit. What you want to do now is preheat your oven to 180 degrees while we'll construct our pie, and hopefully it'll be ready when we get our pie done. We're going to be needing our pie dish, but first what we want to do is take our pie mix, right, our hot pot mix. I keep calling it a pie for some reason. Yeah, as you can see, it's nice and dry, but finely cooked. And what we're going to do is we're going to just tip our peas in. There's no need to cook these peas, because the longer you leave these peas out, the greener they'll be when they come out the oven. But we'll just give them a mix up. Really simple. We'll bring in our bowl. And we're just going to tip it in. Just tip it in. So yeah, if you're liking these videos, you know, press the subscribe button and that. Hit the like button and make some comments. Do the YouTubey stuff. It all helps. It all helps. Like I say, I'm not doing it to be famous. It's just me doing my little hobby in that. And but some people seem to like it, so it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, get in the kitchen, mate. Have a go. Have a go, man. Look at that. That is lush, that, man. Lush. Big chunks of carrot and that. I'll just make sure they're all spaced out nicely. Then we'll bring back in the potatoes. I'm a bit all fingers and thumbs here. What we want to do is just make a nice like fish scale pattern on my hot pot. Slightly overlap them. And if you get the edges sticking up nicely in that, you get lovely crispy edges. Lovely crispy edges, and that's what we're looking for. That one's a bit thick, but we'll put it there. It's fine. In fact, we'll get rid of that one. Don't like that one. If you've done too many potatoes, it's fine, you know, just cook them off in the oven. They'll do like sauteed potatoes. I've probably done a few too many, but it's only a couple of pence. I mean, this whole dish, the mince was the dearest, about £3 a bag, so say £1.50. Carrots were 11 pence, 11 pence for carrots, about the same for the peas. So all in, about £2, you know, about £2. You can't grumble with that. We'll just put a nice layer of potatoes across the top, like so. A few extra for good luck. Let's leave some gaps. See, I've left like little gaps. That'll stop it trying to bubble up and that. It shouldn't anyway, because it's nice and dry. If it's too wet, it will. But we'll be fine. And what we're going to do, we're going to give it a nice little coating of firelight across the top of the potatoes. That'll help them crisp up. And we're going to whack it in the oven, 180, for about 30 minutes. I'll check it after 20 just to make sure the top's not burning. And we're all good, we're all good. So I'll see you in 20 minutes. And we'll get it, or half an hour, whatever. We'll get this one wrapped up. Right, it's been about 30 minutes. Let's have a look what we've got. Look at that. Look at that. What a beauty, what a beauty. Right. Nice crispy potatoes. Firmed up mince and that. Fantastic. We'll get a plate, we'll dish some up, and we'll bring this one in. Just like to thank you all for watching and that. And like I said before, do the YouTubey stuff and that. But most of all, just get in your kitchen. You don't have to cook this one. Cook something else, you know. Cook your favourite. I'll swap my spatula for my spoon and let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, look at this. I'll try and move one of these cameras. The second video I've used with a camera. With two cameras, sorry. And I'm still getting used to it. So, but hopefully it'll improve. It'll improve. But we're not here for the cameras. We're here for the food. Let's get this one out. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Coming home on a winter's day and having this, you know what I mean? Take you about half an hour. Take you about half an hour. 45 minutes maximum. And you've got yourself a lush dinner. I base mine on 2, but you can upscale it, you can downscale it, you can do what you want, make them in little individual pots if you want. But we'll get rid of that. Bring that in. Oh, I can't wait to get stuck into this, you know. We'll whack some broccoli on. 250 grams. Beautiful, beautiful. Wedge of bread. What more could you want? What more could you want on a winter's day? Coming home to that. Hey, fantastic, fantastic. Right, thank yous for watching. Hope you join in next week. And in the meantime, have a good week. Be kind, stay safe, and I'll see you on next week's video. Thank you.